The haunting allure of America's hospitals in the shadowy corners of America's medical institutions, where the hum of fluorescent lights meets the sterile scent of antiseptic, lies a chilling narrative that transcends the boundaries of life and death. These are not just places of healing, they are theaters of the macabre, echoing with whispers from another realm. Welcome to the world of America's most haunted hospitals, a domain where the past lingers ominously, refusing to be forgotten. Hospitals, by their very nature, are sanctuaries of hope and despair. They are places where life begins and ends, where joy mingles with sorrow. Yet beneath this veneer of modern medicine lie stories steeped in tragedy and mystery. The walls of these institutions have borne witness to countless untold stories, of lives lost too soon, of procedures gone awry, and of spirits who refuse to depart. It is here, in these hallowed halls, that the line between the living and the dead blurs, giving rise to tales that chill the spine and haunt the soul. The fascination with haunted hospitals stems from a deep-seated human curiosity about the unknown. These buildings, often architectural marvels of their time, house more than just medical equipment and patient files. They harbor secrets, remnants of a bygone era when medical practices were as much about superstition as science. As we delve into these eerie narratives, we uncover a tapestry woven with fear, grief, and the supernatural, a stark reminder of the fragility of human existence. As storytellers, we are drawn to these haunted halls like moths to a flame. Each creaking floorboard and flickering light tells a story, each shadow holds a secret. In exploring America's most haunted hospitals, we embark on a journey through the corridors of history, peeling back layers of time to reveal the spectral figures that linger within. This exploration is not merely an act of morbid curiosity. It is a quest to understand the profound impact these ghostly presences have on those who dare to tread within their haunted confines. Thus, we invite you to step beyond the threshold of the ordinary and into a realm where the echoes of the past resonate with the cries of the present. Here, in the heart of America's haunted hospitals, every corner holds a tale, every room harbors a spirit, and every whisper beckons us closer to the edge of the supernatural. Let us delve together into these haunting chronicles, where the boundary between the seen and unseen is as thin as the veil of a ghostly apparition. Waverly Hills Sanatorium, a legacy of shadows perched atop a hill in Louisville, Kentucky. The Waverly Hills Sanatorium stands as a sentinel of despair, its silhouette dark against the horizon. Originally constructed in 1910, this imposing structure was designed to treat tuberculosis patients during an era when the disease was rampant and often fatal. What began as a beacon of hope for many seeking respite from the suffocating grip of consumption soon descended into a labyrinth of suffering and death, earning it the grim reputation of being one of the most haunted sites in America. The architecture of Waverly Hills itself is a testament to both the grandeur and the gloom of early 20th century sanatorium design. With its sprawling layout and numerous floors, the building was intended to maximize sunlight and fresh air, considered vital treatments for tuberculosis at the time. However, the vastness of the space also served as a cold reminder of the isolation and despair felt by patients confined within its walls. The infamous body chute, a tunnel used to discreetly remove deceased patients so as not to diminish the morale of others, adds a layer of macabre practicality to its function. Throughout its operational years until its closure in 1961, thousands of people succumbed to tuberculosis within the walls of Waverly Hills. The sheer volume of deaths, coupled with the often experimental and painful treatments administered, has left an indelible mark on the atmosphere of the sanatorium. Stories abound of ghostly figures wandering the hallways, former patients whose spirits are said to be trapped in a perpetual state of anguish. Apparitions of nurses and doctors, still attending to their duties in a timeless loop, are frequently reported by visitors and paranormal investigators alike. One particularly harrowing tale involves a young girl named Mary, who reportedly died of tuberculosis at the tender age of 6. Her playful spirit is said to roam the third floor, her presence marked by the sound of a child's laughter and the appearance of mysterious toys that appear and disappear without explanation. Another recurring legend speaks of Room 502, a place notorious for its chilling ambience and the tragic stories associated with it. Here, 2 nurses are rumored to have taken their own lives, unable to bear the weight of their surroundings any longer. The historical significance of Waverly Hills extends beyond its role as a treatment facility for tuberculosis. It serves as a poignant reminder of the medical challenges faced by society in the early 1900s, a period marked by both innovation and ignorance. Today, the sanatorium attracts thousands of visitors annually, drawn by its dark allure and the promise of encountering the supernatural. Paranormal tours and investigations offer a glimpse into the spectral world that resides within, while also shedding light on the historical context that shaped its haunted legacy. Waverly Hills Sanatorium, with its rich tapestry of history and horror, continues to captivate the imagination of those who dare to explore its haunted halls. It is a place where the past refuses to be silenced, where the echoes of human suffering mingle with the whispers of the departed, creating a haunting symphony that resonates through the ages. Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum, echoes of despair nestled in the rugged landscape of West Virginia. The Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum, originally known as the Weston State Hospital, looms as a colossal monument to a bygone era of mental health care. Constructed in 1858, this architectural behemoth was initially designed to accommodate 250 patients, but by the mid-20th century, it housed over 2,400 individuals, making it one of the largest hand-cut stone masonry buildings in North America. Its vast, echoing corridors and towering turrets stand as silent witnesses to the harrowing conditions endured by those who once called it home. The asylum's history is as complex as its architecture. Initially envisioned as a sanctuary for the mentally ill, providing them with humane treatment and a tranquil environment, the reality inside its walls quickly diverged from this idealistic vision. Overcrowding became rampant, and the quality of care plummeted dramatically. Patients were subjected to various forms of abuse, neglect, and experimental treatments, some bordering on the barbaric. The introduction of lobotomies and electroshock therapy further exacerbated the already dire situation, leading to widespread fear and despair among the inmates. These harsh conditions fostered an environment ripe for supernatural occurrences, according to those who dare to venture into its depths today. The sheer scale of human suffering experienced within its walls seems to have imprinted itself on the fabric of the building, manifesting in numerous ghostly phenomena. Visitors report hearing disembodied screams and whispers, the sounds of phantom footsteps pacing the endless corridors, and the unsettling sensation of being watched by unseen eyes. One of the most chilling legends is that of Lily, a young girl who allegedly passed away under mysterious circumstances. Her spirit is said to playfully interact with visitors, sometimes tugging at their clothes or leaving behind small tokens such as coins or flowers. Further adding to its haunted reputation, the asylum hosts annual ghost hunts and paranormal tours, attracting thrill-seekers and researchers eager to document evidence of the supernatural. Accounts from these explorations speak of full-bodied apparitions appearing in the dead of night, cold spots mysteriously forming, and electronic devices malfunctioning without explanation. Rooms that were once scenes of torment now serve as hotspots for paranormal activity, drawing in curious souls hoping to catch a glimpse of the otherworldly. The Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum, with its grim past and spectral inhabitants, stands as a stark reminder of the darker chapters in psychiatric care. It is a place where the echoes of despair continue to reverberate through its ancient stones, inviting those brave enough to confront its haunted legacy. As the sun sets behind the Allegheny Mountains, shadows lengthen across the asylum's foreboding facade, and the spirits of the past stir, ready to share their stories with those who dare to listen. St. Augustine Hospital, a canvas of ghostly narratives in the heart of Cleveland, Ohio. St. Augustine Hospital, though no longer standing, casts a long shadow over the city's haunted lore. Built in 1874, this once proud institution was celebrated for its pioneering surgical techniques and compassionate patient care. However, beneath its facade of medical advancement lay a darker canvas painted with tragic events and unexplained phenomena that would later cement its status as one of America's most haunted hospitals. During its operation, St. Augustine witnessed countless deaths, each contributing to a tapestry of sorrow and mystery that draped heavily over its corridors. Among the most haunting tales is that of a young nurse named Emily, whose life ended abruptly under mysterious circumstances in the hospital's West Wing. Witnesses claim to have seen her ethereal figure roaming the same corridors she once walked in life, her face etched with an expression of eternal sadness. Her spectral visits are often accompanied by the faint scent of antiseptic and the distant echo of her soft, mournful cries. The hospital's basement, a place of dread even in daylight, is reputed to be a gateway to the supernatural. Staff and patients alike reported chilling encounters with shadowy figures lurking in the dimly lit corners, their intentions unclear but their presence undeniably menacing. The most terrifying accounts describe a malevolent entity that seemed to feed on the fear of those unfortunate enough to cross its path, leaving behind only a profound sense of unease and inexplicable coldness. Another spine-chilling narrative revolves around the old operating theater, where innovative surgeries once saved lives. Now, it is said to host nightly performances of a different kind. Former staff members recount hearing the unmistakable sounds of surgery, clinking instruments, hurried voices, and the sharp intake of breath emanating from the abandoned room. These auditory apparitions are believed to be echoes of the past, replaying the final moments of patients who never made it off the operating table. The culmination of these ghostly activities contributed significantly to St. Augustine's haunted reputation. As word spread of the supernatural occurrences, the hospital attracted not only the sick and dying but also those fascinated by the paranormal. Paranormal investigators flocked to the site, eager to capture evidence of the otherworldly. Their findings, photographs of spectral figures, recordings of disembodied voices, and inexplicable temperature drops, only added fuel to the fiery tales of hauntings. Eventually, the mounting pressure from these supernatural claims, combined with declining patient numbers and financial difficulties, led to the hospital's closure in 1993. Although the physical structure has since been demolished, the land remains a hotspot for paranormal enthusiasts. The stories of St. Augustine Hospital continue to thrive, passed down through generations, each retelling adding new layers to its ghostly narrative. It stands as a testament to the enduring power of haunted places to captivate our imaginations and remind us of the thin veil between the living and the dead. The shifting sands of public perception nestled in the rolling hills of Spring City, Pennsylvania, Penhurst Asylum casts a long and ominous shadow over the landscape of American haunted history. Originally opened in 1908 as the Eastern Pennsylvania Institution for the Feeble-Minded and Epileptic, Penhurst was conceived during a period when eugenics was regrettably considered a legitimate science. The asylum was intended to be a haven for those deemed mentally defective, yet it swiftly devolved into a place of unimaginable suffering and squalor. The public perception of Penhurst has undergone a dramatic transformation over the decades, shifting from a misunderstood refuge to a symbol of institutional neglect and ultimately, a bastion of the paranormal. During its operational years, Penhurst was plagued by overcrowding, understaffing, and a lack of proper funding, conditions that led to severe abuses and neglect. Reports emerged of patients being restrained for extended periods, subjected to experimental treatments, and living in unsanitary environments. The media played a crucial role in exposing these atrocities, culminating in a landmark lawsuit in the 1970s that led to the closure of the facility in 1987. This legal battle not only highlighted the gross human rights violations occurring within Penhurst's walls but also sparked a national conversation about the treatment of individuals with disabilities. As the truth of Penhurst's past came to light, public opinion began to shift. Once viewed as a necessary evil, an inconvenient but essential solution for society's unwanted, the asylum was increasingly seen as a grotesque failure of both moral and medical standards. Documentaries, news reports, and survivor testimonies painted a picture of systematic abuse that shocked the conscience of the nation. This newfound awareness did not erase the scars left by Penhurst, but it did transform the institution into a powerful symbol of advocacy and reform in the field of disability rights. In the years following its closure, Penhurst's abandoned halls began to attract a different kind of attention. Paranormal investigators and thrill seekers, drawn by the dark allure of its haunted reputation, started to trickle onto the premises. Tales of ghostly apparitions, disembodied voices, and chilling sensations proliferated, fueled by the site's grim history and the oppressive atmosphere that permeates its decaying structures. The media, ever eager to capitalize on public fascination with the supernatural, amplified these stories, turning Penhist into a cultural icon of horror. Today, Penhist Asylum stands as a multifaceted emblem of America's haunted heritage. It is a place where the echoes of past atrocities blend seamlessly with the whispers of the supernatural, creating a potent mix of fear and intrigue. The media continues to play a pivotal role in shaping its haunted narrative, with television shows, documentaries, and online forums perpetuating the mythos of Penhist as a hotbed of paranormal activity. This portrayal not only sustains public interest but also ensures that the lessons of its tragic history remain relevant, serving as a somber reminder of the consequences of societal neglect and prejudice. In examining the evolution of Penhist's haunted reputation, one can see how public perception and media influence intertwine to create a lasting legacy. From a place of shame and secrecy, Penhist has emerged as a cautionary tale, a ghostly spectacle, and a crucible of cultural memory. Its haunted halls continue to draw visitors from all walks of life, each seeking their own encounter with the supernatural. Whether viewed through the lens of history, horror, or human rights, Penhist Asylum remains a compelling chapter in the annals of America's haunted hospitals, forever challenging us to confront the shadows of our past. The cultural impact of haunted hospitals on modern horror. Haunted hospitals occupy a unique niche in the horror genre, serving as both settings and symbols that profoundly influence contemporary horror films, literature, and popular culture. These eerie institutions, with their histories steeped in pain and tragedy, provide fertile ground for creators to explore themes of mortality, madness, and the supernatural. The cultural resonance of haunted hospitals in modern horror is not merely coincidental, it is deeply rooted in the collective psyche, reflecting society's inherent fears and fascinations with the spaces where life and death converge. In cinema, haunted hospitals have become iconic backdrops for terror. Films like Session 9 and Grave Encounters utilize the decaying corridors and abandoned wards of psychiatric hospitals to evoke a pervasive sense of dread. These settings are not chosen arbitrarily, they tap into a primal fear of illness and confinement, amplifying the audience's anxiety as characters navigate through the labyrinthine structures fraught with unseen dangers. The visual decay of these locations, peeling paint, rusted medical equipment, and shadowy rooms, mirrors the psychological unraveling of the protagonists, thereby enhancing the film's emotional impact. Literature, too, has embraced the haunted hospital trope, weaving it into narratives that explore the darker aspects of human experience. Stephen King's The Shining, although centered around a hotel, draws parallels to the isolation and creeping madness often found in hospital settings. More directly, novels such as The Silent Companions by Laura Purcell use the motif of an old sanatorium to delve into themes of mental illness and societal exclusion. These literary works leverage the haunted hospital as a metaphor for the internal battles fought by their characters, using the setting to externalize fears and traumas that are otherwise intangible. Beyond traditional media, haunted hospitals have permeated video games and virtual reality experiences, offering interactive horror that plunges players into the heart of these chilling environments. Games like Outlast and Visage immerse players in the first-person perspective of someone trapped within the haunted confines of a hospital, forcing them to confront their fears in a visceral, personal way. This interactive element not only heightens the scare factor but also allows players to engage with the narrative on a deeper level, as they must actively participate in unraveling the mysteries of the haunted locale. The influence of haunted hospitals extends into tourism and urban exploration, sectors that have capitalized on the public's fascination with these eerie sites. Locations like Waverly Hills Sanatorium and Penhist Asylum attract thousands of visitors annually, eager to experience firsthand the chilling atmospheres that have inspired countless horror stories. These real-world interactions with haunted hospitals blur the lines between fiction and reality, reinforcing the cultural impact of these settings and ensuring their continued relevance in horror discourse. Moreover, haunted hospitals serve as a critique of historical and contemporary issues related to healthcare and mental health treatment. By fictionalizing the horrors of past medical practices and the neglect of vulnerable populations, horror creators highlight ongoing societal problems, prompting audiences to reflect on the ethical implications of such practices. This dual function of entertainment and social commentary makes haunted hospitals particularly potent symbols in modern horror, capable of evoking both fear and introspection. In essence, the cultural impact of haunted hospitals on modern horror is profound and multifaceted. They enrich the genre by providing versatile settings that amplify the inherent tensions of horror narratives. Through films, books, games, and real-life explorations, these haunted institutions continue to captivate and terrify audiences, proving that the intersection of life, death, and the supernatural remains a compelling arena for storytelling. As long as these themes resonate with our deepest fears and curiosities, haunted hospitals will remain an integral part of the horror landscape, continually influencing and evolving alongside our cultural sensibilities. The eerie corridors of America's haunted hospitals have whispered their chilling secrets to many, but few have dared to share their experiences openly. John Mathers, a retired paramedic from Chicago, recounts his unsettling night shift at Cook County Hospital, a place notorious for its ghostly residents. It was around midnight, and I was alone in the south wing, which had been closed off due to renovations, he recalls, his voice tinged with a mixture of fear and nostalgia. Suddenly, I heard what sounded like a child giggling. When I turned, there was no one there. The giggles echoed through the empty hallway, growing louder and then abruptly stopping. John's account aligns with numerous reports of spectral children at the hospital, believed to be the spirits of those who passed away in the pediatric ward. Equally haunting is the testimony of Sarah Lynn, a former nurse at the now-defunct Linda Vista Community Hospital in Los Angeles. Known for its high rate of paranormal activity, Linda Vista became a hunting ground for thrill-seekers after its closure. Sarah describes her encounter with a spectral figure that appeared during her routine rounds. I saw a man in old-fashioned surgical attire walking towards me. His face was pale, almost translucent. He nodded at me as if acknowledging my presence, then vanished right before my eyes. This apparition, often referred to as the surgeon, is a common sighting reported by both staff and paranormal investigators. Not all encounters are visual. Michael Thompson, a security guard who worked nights at the Danvers State Hospital in Massachusetts, shares his auditory ordeal. There were nights when I'd hear screaming coming from the locked wards. I'd rush to check, but everything would be quiet, not a soul in sight. The screams were blood-curdling, filled with pure terror. Danvers, infamous for its brutal treatments and overcrowded conditions, is said to be haunted by the tormented spirits of its former patients, their cries echoing through the abandoned halls long after their demise. These personal accounts, while varied in detail, collectively paint a vivid picture of the supernatural phenomena that plague these storied institutions. Each story adds a layer to the rich tapestry of haunted lore surrounding America's hospitals, reinforcing their reputations as epicenters of ghostly activity. For those who have experienced such encounters, the divide between skepticism and belief often blurs, leaving an indelible mark on their perceptions of the supernatural. As these testimonials circulate within communities and across digital platforms, they contribute significantly to the haunted narratives that enthrall both believers and skeptics alike. The authenticity of first-hand experiences lends credibility to the legends, encouraging further exploration and investigation. Whether these encounters are products of overactive imaginations or genuine brushes with the otherworldly remains a subject of debate. However, the impact of such stories on public interest in haunted hospitals is undeniable, fueling a cultural fascination that continues to grow with each shared account. In delving into these personal anecdotes, we gain not only insight into the specific hauntings that characterize each hospital but also a broader understanding of how these narratives shape the collective consciousness regarding the supernatural. Each story, whether dismissed as mere folklore or revered as evidence of the paranormal, plays a crucial role in the ongoing saga of America's haunted hospitals, keeping the spirits of the past alive in the minds of the present. The enduring mystique of haunted hospitals. As we draw the curtains on our exploration of America's most haunted hospitals, we find ourselves enveloped in a profound aura of mystery and wonder that these institutions uniquely embody. Throughout this journey, we have traversed the shadowy corridors of Waverly Hills Sanatorium, felt the chilling winds of despair at Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum, and unraveled the spectral threads woven into the fabric of St. Augustine Hospital and Penhurst Asylum. Each location, with its own harrowing tales and spectral inhabitants, contributes to a larger tapestry of haunted history that continues to captivate and mystify. The allure of haunted hospitals lies not only in their ghostly legends but also in their ability to mirror the complexities of human emotion and history. They are monuments to our past, encapsulating eras of medical triumphs and tribulations, societal neglect and progress, and the eternal dance between life and death. These institutions challenge us to confront uncomfortable truths about our history while simultaneously sparking our imagination with the possibilities of the supernatural. The stories of haunted hospitals transcend mere tales of terror. They are profound reflections on humanity's perennial struggle with mortality and the unknown. Why does the fascination with haunted hospitals endure? Perhaps it is because these places hold a mirror to our deepest fears and desires. They remind us of our vulnerability and the transient nature of life, while also igniting our curiosity about what lies beyond the veil. In a world increasingly dominated by technology and tangible realities, haunted hospitals offer a tantalizing escape into the realms of the mysterious and the mystical. They invite us to question, to explore, and to dream, to ponder the existence of an afterlife and the possibility that our spirits might linger in the places we once inhabited. Moreover, the cultural impact of haunted hospitals extends far beyond local legends and ghost stories. They influence art, literature, and media, becoming symbols of horror that resonate globally. They shape our understanding of fear and fascination, embedding themselves into the fabric of popular culture and ensuring that their stories are told and retold across generations. This cyclical storytelling not only preserves the haunted legacy of these institutions but also keeps the dialogue alive about the ethical implications of their histories. As we conclude, let us carry forward the torch of curiosity and respect for these haunted halls. Whether you are a skeptic or a believer, the stories of America's haunted hospitals offer valuable insights into our collective psyche and cultural heritage. They are reminders of the past's power to haunt the present and the importance of remembering and learning from history. So, the next time you find yourself near one of these spectral sites, take a moment to listen to the whispers of the walls. They might just tell you a story that changes your perspective forever. In embracing the mystery and wonder of haunted hospitals, we not only honor the memories of those who walk their halls but also enrich our own lives with the magic of the unknown. Let us continue to explore, to question, and to marvel at the enduring enigma of these haunted institutions, for they are indeed portals to another world, waiting silently for those brave enough to seek their secrets.